stuck it right in, and it was like, oh, hey.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you, a funny one. Thank you. I did need some checks from people. I need another engineering control check from you, Bennett.
Engineering control? Oh, yeah, control's a thing. I'm just blind.
Then I need from...
Oh.
Okay. Let's see if your
I'm aiding Mikey.
your science officer can help at all.
Yeah, he's helping.
I'm aiding Mikey before you roll.
Oh my god, Mikey got it! He rolled a 1!
Yay!
That's a critical success! You needed less checks on the probe! Mikey, who's helping you?
I'm aiding him.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying...
So we can get momentum if
Yeah.
I succeed.
Yeah.
What do I need to roll?
It would be 1 and what science? What?
No, I was just having Mikey help.
With the probe.
Mikey's
Oh,
helping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mikey's helping
Yeah,
Lightning
we were working on
to like do the probe.
Okay.
Mikey comes in clutch, and like
Yeah, I'm like, oh, whatever. It's just like an engine, but it's like a delicate probe, and I'm not being really rough with it because I'm just treating it like a ship engine. And then he's like, "Whoa, hey, no!"
you got to be careful with these probes. I know you're not used to not as big and fancy as the engines you normally work on, but there is a complication on the probe, which I will note for later.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Complication. I need a security reason check from Tiv. Just standard difficulty 1. Okay. Yeah. There were reports of some skirmishes close to the Ferengi Alliance border, outside of Federation territory proper, but nothing this far. The chances of it being a ship from that time, from the Dominion War, or even like something that would have been attacked from maybe like the Orion Syndicate or even the Breen, chances slim. They're like, with the peace that's been going on for a couple of years here, there haven't been any major incidents in this area since then. At least, there have been a few minor incidents, but nothing that a shuttlecraft would have probably been lost. I need then a, let's say a reason command, or no, a reason con from Joe.
So question. Tiv rolled 2.
Mm-hmm.
He only needed a 1 to succeed. That
So
means
you got
we get
momentum.
1 momentum.
You did get 1 momentum, yeah.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
What's a red 20?
That
A
is a
complication.
complication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
screwed up with the probe.
Yeah. A complication is just some kind of most of the time
It's a
it forms-
complication.
yeah, it's going to be a bad modifier that I can kind of apply to the situation with this. So
She was too busy dealing with Mikey. Like, hey, have you heard this new song from the Beach Boys? Hey,
it was this lost song that was just recently discovered. It sounds awesome.
Good vibrations.
No, vibrations are
oh,
bad.
about vibrations. You really shouldn't put that thingy there with the thing over there with the thing and the boom. Yeah.
Wait, why is he now New York?
I hear New York when this does it. I don't hear
Tannis
Southern
can
California.
do it. I slip between New York as well. I went to hey yo. I don't know why. I just drop between New York all the time.
Well, what did I need, by the way?
You can avoid any of these complications if you want by giving me 2 threat spent later on.
I don't
no.
think it's worth it right now.
Aww.
I mean, maybe for the probe.
Mm-hmm.
Once it's launched, we don't have control over it.
We might have small amounts of control.
So the complication on the probe is short term. The probe, you were able to shield it, but unfortunately, just the nature of its smaller nature, the shielding won't last very long.
So we have to get closer.
I don't. Well, no, it's not going to last long, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So we have to get closer.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I'd report to the captain, and be like, oh, we couldn't do the same extensive, or I guess report to the commander. I don't have to go over directly to the captain.
No,
Yeah.
actually, going to the captain would be going over my head.
No.
Unless the captain ordered you directly to come to him when you found the information.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We're all head of our departments. We're not going over your head by talking to the captain. We meet with him daily.
If it's something that like is critically important, like to go to the captain for, you would go directly.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I
like
don't think it'd be that important.
this you might not even be to have to like go directly. You could just do it the next day at the beginning of the meeting, or like you'll probably have a meeting when you're getting close to arriving. You know, like have a quick meeting to like check off everything to see everything's going on right before you drop out of warp, like a couple hours out.
Yeah, I'd definitely have like write it up, be like, well, it won't last as long. But it should work.
You'll look into the information and you won't find anything directly. There are some like ships that were lost in this region, but they would have been quite a long period ago. So unless it's been there for a long time and either just for whatever reason the emergency beacon started recently, or
power draining properties in this area, it probably wouldn't be something that was long ago.
unless like it was something that like it's been going on the entire time. No, I mean like it's something from long ago that recently something might have happened to it that activated the
yeah.
Like that's the only thing you could think of. Maybe it activated, or someone wasn't supposed to be in here.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have your meeting, you'll catch up on all this stuff, and then you'll return to your post as you're ready to drop out of warp and into the area. So you will do just that. You will drop out of warp in area of the signal into a star system.
I'll order the computer to yellow alert.
Okay. The alert will activate.
At this point,
you'll order yellow alert, and then Tiv will activate yellow alert because he'll be like boop.
I'll be on the bridge for this. I would make sure I'm there, and I'll have already like an emergency medical kit and stuff if we need to like board and rescue.
I stay in engineering.
The distress signal seems to be coming from an L-class planet in this sector.
I'll start having my men do drills basically on, especially boarding, because if we're going to a planet, then that seems the most likely avenue of threats, and of course, going through landing protocols.
Most of the time, you'll send. You do have some shuttlecraft, and most of the time, you will probably transport her down. But I'd say it's probably shuttlecraft in this kind of area.
I was going to ask our science officer Mikey if transporters would work in this area.
Let me have him make a check for him, and let me see here.
Hey, I think shuttlecraft. It's probably shuttlecraft.
Okay. I think with some adjustments, we could get the transporters to work. It won't be 100%. There'll be a little bit of danger to it, so we could take shuttles too. They won't have the same shielding though, so they'll have some short-term uses. My sensors are saying this area is a little bit more protected. The planet's here, the atmosphere is shielding it. So if we go into a low orbit, we might be able to use the transporters or the shuttles without trouble.
What about taking a shuttle down with some transporter enhancers?
That would probably be the best for the transporters if we want to switch to them. Take a shuttle
in
down.
In case of emergencies.
That might be a good idea. That would probably, we wouldn't have to worry about the initial transport down. Again, and also with that, I think we could be in high atmosphere and wouldn't have to worry about it if you have some transporter enhancers. I'd say we can get into low atmosphere temporarily, launch the shuttle. The atmosphere of the planet does seems to be protecting it from a level of the radiation and the power drain. That explains why we're getting the signal. Why it's being broadcasted as large a range it is, I don't know. If it's coming from a shuttle shouldn't have this powerful of a transmitter.
You said that the atmosphere is shielding it. Does that mean that our sensors will have issues picking up any life forms or?
Let me give it. I'll use the same scanning that I used before. Yeah, I think so. I'm getting a general composition of everything. I'm not detecting any life signs. But again, like, with the shielding that seems to be protecting the planet here from the excess radiation of the black cluster, I'm pretty sure that we probably won't get much power drain down there at all, if anything.
Can we at least pinpoint where the signal's coming from?
Yeah. I think I can get you within about 10 kilometer radius of its area. Whoever's going down the shuttlecraft. Of course, Captain Madikin will assign the the four of you.
Yeah.
Medical, security.
I would actually tell, like, since I'm on the bridge right now, I would say, Captain, I'm fairly adept with science. Mikey's gonna be of more use up here. I could fill his role and then also the medical role as well on the planet. And you up here, the crews don't need as much skill as you would need on the surface.
I can also assist you with science as well.
Pick up some diagnostic tracorders, find out what's going on down there. If there's anything that needs repair, or if you can look into what's going on with that ship, Lieutenant Commander Vennet, you go with them, and of course, Lieutenant Commander Nostrum, I'll rely on you to keep them safe and get them back here.
I'll do my best.
So out of game for us to get the transporter enhancers, it would cost us some momentum.
Okay.
All right.
You want to do that?
Fine by
I'm
me.
fine with that.
So we'll go down to 2.
Yeah, we go down to 2.
Um,
I think it's worth it in case we have an emergency situation.
No, I think it's worth it too. We want that connection.
Extra personnel to help set up the stuff.
if you
You're engineering. That's up to you.
I think we should, because I've seen them in the show. They're not a small thing. They're pretty big. So
well,
like,
they're
I don't know,
they're like
guys.
pike
They're
things with like
tripods.
stuff. They're like tripods.
Yeah,
You set
but
up.
I mean, like they're pretty big.
I mean, we can have security. I mean, I'll say this in the turbo lift to the commander. Like, Commander, we should have a couple extra hands. We don't. Medical short staffed. I can't pull another one off, especially if I'm not going to be there.
I can bring a couple of my lower ranking in science, say.
You can bring a couple of security officers. You know, that's basically
Yeah.
what you can say.
That's it.
Lieutenant Nostrum, why don't you assign a few extra security officers to come with us? They can guard our shuttle area and set up the enhancers.
I'm sure
Because
Bennett-
everybody in Starfleet has at least a 1 in all the things. So they're like, I know how to at least put these things together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like, think about it in that modern age, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows how to use a cell phone, at least basically, right? That doesn't mean that you know how it works.
Yeah. It's like, and setting them up isn't difficult. It's just,
Time consuming.
yeah.
And you have to probably have like a certain distance or whatever.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure Bennett will give them specs.
Yeah.
Like, put them here, here, and here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll load up the shuttle.
What's a Klingon last name?
Well, I have a Klingon.
There are
last name.
generators online for Klingon.
There are
I am
bigger generators.
Gurshuth
Gurshuth, yeah. Like,
Moog. It has a harsh sound to it. It's very guttural.
Chocolate.
well, like, think of like Worf's technical last name. He
It's
was
Moog.
Moog.
Son of Moog.
Son of Moog. Because it's the son
House
of your
Duras.
House Duras,
Yeah.
House Moog.
House of Moog. God,
House
there's
of
a whole-
Martok. Yeah.
House of Martok. Yeah.
Martok.
Yeah.
Those are names I know.
Then yeah, I'll just hit the button that just talks to whoever you want. I've noticed
Yeah.
in Star. Oh, yeah.
Communicator.
They have the chest now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just click on your chest and like you just like
Computer.
tap and like call who you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the best con? Who's a good
Con?
pilot?
I have one. I'm
I have-
science,
No,
medicine,
that's
and
command,
engineering.
not con.
I have
two.
cons.
I have a con of 3.
You are the best
You.
pilot.
I guess I'm flying us.
You're flying
I'm
us.
gonna.
Can we take? How many people can we take? Can we take a pilot? Like, we would want someone ready at the ship. At the shuttle.
The best pilot you have is of course Lieutenant Commander Connie. You could take her. She's the con officer.
And we shouldn't take an officer off the bridge.
Yeah, because they might need her up here for, especially with.
No,
with
but I'm saying
dangers.
if he says we can
Think
have
Star Trek. They
3
will
other
assign
people.
her and have the second best up on the bridge in case of emergency.
Yeah, true.
You know.
No, but like I'm sitting there thinking, right? It like DM, if you say we can have 3 people, right? We
Yeah.
take 2 from security, 1 from one con,
Okay.
and then have them at the shuttle.
I say you can take her, and she'll just be at the shuttle then, in case the shuttle needs to take off or anything.
Because
She'll
we
st-
want like
she'll
someone
stay
that
with
can
she'll
do
stay with the
emergency.
security. Yeah, she'll stay with the security guards. You know, and keep on the shuttle and keep on the communications. You know, make sure you stay connected. But because there will be some interference there will be. I'm going to use some threat here because there will be communications issues
I mean,
From the radiation.
from the radiation.
So I'm pretty much gonna go boop and tell Ensign Cornelius and Ensign Cockteeth to
And-
Jeez, those are names.
report to shuttle.
Okay.
And
Today.
I'll have
Sounds
our
like
con
a great-
officer
sounds like a good bag.
Yeah.
report.
So
That's a Klingon.
okay.
Right. So we
Uh,
all meet at the shuttle bay.
you all meet at the shuttle bay. You'll head down in the shuttle.
I have a whole bunch of friggin' the transporter enhancers.
Yep. I will require a check from you, Joe, as there is some turbulence here. I need a daring pilot or a con check. Daring pilot con. I keep on calling, but it is pilot.
He's assisting
And
the
pilot
the
constant.
pilot.
Con is pilot, so that's why I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Would-
assisting the pilot, right? Because we have a pilot.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. You're assisting a pilot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I need you to
Um,
make that check with 1 die to assist if you want to be
Right.
in the second seat.
Would any of these apply? Starfleet protocol or team dynamics?
You know, I have extravehicular operations as a focus.
Yeah, you could probably apply your focus and use it here.
It would probably be better if I helped then, because we only roll 1 anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, I didn't know if my
the
team
con makes
dynamics
it, he has to roll under
since
an
I'm working with something.
I would say your team dynamics would also apply for your focus. In this
So
case,
I
since
have
your teammate.
Oh.
daring and a 3 con.
Then 9 daring 2 con. Go ahead.
Okay.
Since your focus also.
Yeah, you both
applies.
have the focus that would apply here. I'd
Yeah.
say you're both as skilled in these situations.
Now, see, I'm watching them move, and their arms are nice and formed perfectly.
Ooh,
Does that apply my
nice.
genetics?
Ooh.
Because you could apply your focus. You got 2.
Oh, Josh.
I also rolled a 1 too. That's why.
Oh, you
Yeah.
rolled a 1. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I should have actually rolled a second die, shouldn't I?
With your focus?
Focus.
No. What the focus is that you have a larger range that you can kind
Oh,
of pull.
okay. Well, doesn't matter. I rolled a 1, so I got it. I got 2 anyway.
Yeah, a focus says that 1,
couldn't
2,
remember.
and 3 would have gotten you 2 because you have a con of 3.
Nice.
So,
Wait, I thought focus was anything under your
Equal or
Discipline.
under your discipline, yeah. And he has a
Got
discipline of 3, so if you rolled
Oh, I
2
got
or
you, I
1,
got you.
it
Yeah.
counts as 2 successes rather than just the 1 counts as 2 successes.
Yeah, you were explaining it to his specific instead of
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
alright, and whatever our pilot rolls, if they meet. Oh, go ahead.
I was saying
Uh-oh.
that she got 2 successes too.
And what,
And how many did we need?
4 will be more than 4 will be just enough at the turbulence you hit on the way down.
Okay,
The
so no
atmosphere
momentum.
is a hard atmosphere to hit into.
wow. That is hard for 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was clutch.
Wow, that was good.
Uh,
Thank God we got what's her face as a pilot. That's that.
Let me put it this way: you would have had to fail by a lot to crash, but you probably wouldn't have had a safe landing otherwise.
Well, then that means that we're trucking it to the other shuttle or
Yeah.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can basically land within what you can estimate a kilometer away. You can find a nice area that's kind of open, a kind of open field that the shuttle can land in. It looks to be it's a forested planet. You know, there's like heavy forest in this area. It seems like a kind of a tropical jungle you're actually in that the signal's coming from.
Can I do
Oh,
a
so it's
check?
hot.
Can I
It's
do a
hot.
check on the ship on the shuttle? Can I do a check to see if we're gonna run into? I guess that would be engineering, the drainage issue. The
Yeah, I
draining. That's not science. That's engineering, right?
Yeah, I could
And
check the
engineering?
systems. I mean, you could ask. me to check.
I would bring it up.
Yeah.
I'm just asking that right now. Meta. That's engineering, not science, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's an engineering.
All right. So I would say This is funny. This is the first time I've talked to your character. And
Yeah, I mean, every time we're around each other, it's like super awkward.
Yeah, and I keep my distance, and my character will just say, "Venny, can you check to see if our engines are draining?"
Sure.
Yeah.
Engineering reason.
You get like this odd look.
It'll be actually a difficulty 1, just for actually no. You know what? Just for a quick analysis, I'll give you just difficulty 0, so you can just do it. You can just like quickly like just check how things are.
Hey.
The Ensigns and I are gonna secure the perimeter, make sure that we're not gonna get any unhappy surprises.
I will let
It's a
you do. I'll
very
let you do that now,
silent-
but I will let you know if you wish to roll a difficulty 0. Yes, it's generating momentum, but you always have to worry about that thing of complications.
Oh. So we got 2 momentum for this?
You got 2 momentum for that because you chose.
So when you say difficulty 0, you don't have to roll.
You don't have to roll.
Right.
Oh,
So
I see.
we
So
have,
I'm saying rolling's a risk.
Rolling is
Right.
a
Yeah.
risk. Yeah.
but we have 4 momentum now.
Also, because
Yep.
things like if I chose to, I could have added threat to a roll.
All right.
But difficulty
So I
0,
wanna-
you can choose to be automatic.
Okay.
So I'll pull out my medical tricorder and I will check the environment to make sure there's no immediate dangers in the air while him is
It's a standard breathable atmosphere. A little hot, a little on the hotter side, but not within standards of most species. I estimate it at, because we're all Americans, we recognize Fahrenheit. Also, because I don't know how to like put it in Celsius. Probably about 100 degrees out.
That's hot.
Ooh.
It's hot,
20 Celsius.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's hot. It's bearable, but it's hot.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it is
what
very
do I
like.
learn?
It's a tropical jungle, so it's very smeltery. You know, like there
Humid.
is.
It's Florida.
It's Florida, except at
Probably
most
more trees.
it's more trees, and you probably only have some tiny insects around.
All right, so I'll relay this to the crew. Be like, Commander,
If at all, insects. You probably won't.
be
won't
prepared
find it.
to be
Sweat.
hot.
Mhm.
Temperatures pushing 100 degrees outside, and yes. But other than that, I don't see any hazards.
I'm staying on the shuttle then, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Tannis, what did I learn from my role? Is it the ship's fine? Shuttle's fine?
The ship's fine. You're actually not getting
Okay.
like. You are getting a slight drain, but I would say it'd be like in comparison to what it is out in the space, I'd say it's like 0.01% of it.
So it'd be like we have days that we could be down here.
Yeah,
like,
in comparison,
or weeks,
that's in
maybe.
comparison to the drain if your shuttle was just out in the normal atmosphere.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd be like, I mean, there's a little drain, but it's fine. We should have plenty of time.
Okay.
The guards will be security officers will be setting up the transporter things. They're also
Yep.
gonna set up like a little like communications like enhancing beacon or something.
Well, we need them to set it up at the other site, right? Not here. Because if I remember correctly, those things is you put them in an area, and what's in the middle is enhanced.
Yeah.
Not like the area. It's only what's in the
Yeah.
middle of those
Yeah.
tricores.
Well,
Or
they'll probably set some up here, and if you want to set them up at the site, you can call for them. Then we'll say they'll have enough to set it up at both sites. Then, if you can find your way to where the shuttle is.
And we can always beam down more materials if we need it.
All right.
Possibly.
Well,
Well,
setting up.
Oh
the
yeah,
thing
now
to
that
be
we
able
have
to
the
bring it up,
enhancers,
yeah.
yeah, they could
Yeah.
beam more down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I dominatrix them. I mean, command them.
Okay,
my guy
can
takes
we-
off his overcoat. It's hot as shit. He just has that undershirt on.
I was gonna say, what uniforms do we have?
Ooh,
TNG.
probably I'll say more like Voyager-y uniforms.
Oh,
So they have the jacket over top.
They had the jacket over like the.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's immediately off.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm taking that jacket off.
yeah. Moving communicator onto shirt.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'll just, Commander. We want to make sure we keep comms open just in case.
Yes. No,
I'll stay on
agreed.
cons then. We're getting some interference from the atmosphere, but I'll stay in the vessel. As Lieutenant Commander Shinorti has already taken off her like overcoat too, even in the shuttle.
AC, man.
Well, she's Andorian.
She's Andorian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
She's
so
from an
romantic.
ice world.
Oh.
This is like great. It's like the opposite end of this freaking temperature.
Yeah. The Klingon security officer and I are probably like, this isn't anything.
Because also Vulcans are from a
I'm
hot
also
world.
part Vulcan too, so I'm just like,
Yeah,
yeah.
both like
Yeah.
Kronos and Vulcan are both hotter worlds, you know.
Yeah, I think Trill. I think that's like Earth equivalent.
Yeah, Trill.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
Yeah, Trill,
It's warm for
Trill
you.
and Beta Z are both Earth equivalent. So you're just like,
Yeah, you guys are warm.
Yeah, we're sweating.
I'm like, this is comfortable.
No, it's hot.
That hot Klingon blood, Commander.
I'm gonna pull out the tricorder. Can we get a reading on the direction?
Yeah, sure. You can follow the signal. You've got a direction. It's in the jungle. You can point a direction and be like, it's in the jungle that way.
Vix, why don't you keep an eye out if there's any life forms?
Okay.
And Nostrum, keep an eye out for any dangers.
It is an L-class planet, so there
Already
are a
on
lot
it.
of land creatures. I would say this planet here is got oceans, but I'd say rather than like our planet, I'd say it's about 50% ocean. So you are in the middle of like a massive jungle continent with plenty of rivers and stuff.
Pandora.
Yeah,
Not Pandora.
Yeah.
What was it? It was called Pandora, right?
I
That was the
Yeah.
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 All right, so I'm gonna be just keeping the medical tripod or quarter on scan for biological.
Yeah. Plenty of trees. There are actually a couple small species of insect you can detect. Probably the first insects to leave the ocean, you know, in this land.
Oh, this is like proto-evolution planet kind of thing.
This is trees. Things haven't left the ocean yet.
So like trees, lichen is the most prolific life
Yeah.
on this planet.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of like ferns too, or fern
Oh,
trees and
alright.
stuff too. Yeah,
All right. So I'd be like, this is fascinating.
there probably is just like maybe we'll say like, interestingly enough, some very primitive, almost kind of flowering things have developed along with these early insects. It's like a quick development on the plant's end, you could almost say, like a quick evolution. Granted, it'd be like maybe like a million years, but like it's like maybe the evolution of the insects is kind of slow on land, and other land creatures has been slow on this planet. But there has been kind of like this interesting like symbiotic relationship with some of the plants.
So my character would be kind of annoying
Mhm.
because I would be like, oh, because genetics is one of his things,
Yeah.
right? And it's just literally evolution, like the baselines of evolution. This is the diverging of like these two insects are literally we're from two different, like one generation difference, and they're different species now. And so he's cataloging this data, be like, oh, this is so cool.
And like, you know, the direct like correlation that like the plants are quickly evolving to match the insects almost. Like the plants are almost more like advanced than most plants you'd find on a planet normally. It's kind of interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Venet would kind of lean over to Vix and be like, "Is any of this poisonous?"
I don't know. I'd have to do a series of tests on it. It doesn't look like it from the tricorder reading, but this is new life. We don't know.
Okay.
I wouldn't eat it.
I wouldn't either.
Especially,
What about
especially with
contact?
your stomach. And just keep walking.
Get it
contact
to look.
poison. I mean, I'll tell you, your medical tricorder will not detect anything like contact poisons or anything.
I mean, we would know immediately, right? If you touch it, my tricorder would be like, oh, he has an issue with his skin now.
Yeah,
Well, you'd probably read it beforehand.
yeah. You'd be like,
Get one of the ensigns over
you're
here,
like holding
touch
it out,
this.
scanning like some plants, and be like, oh, there's nothing wrong with these. I'm not detecting any like dangerous chemicals from these plants.
Yeah. And
Oh,
it doesn't
but
look. It looks
poisonous
fine for
insects
us. It looks safe for
Is
us.
the
to
other
try.
thing to be worried about.
All right.
It doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of higher evolved life forms on this planet, at least not on land. In the water, there might be some issues if we had to go that route.
Good to know.
Is everyone ready to move out?
Yeah, I was assuming we were scanning while
Yeah, I
we
was
were
assuming this is a walk because
Yeah.
we got like a
Oh,
kilometer
okay.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you'll walk through the jungle. It's wild jungle. You'll kind of find your way, kind of push through the forest. Move through the trees and stuff like that, finding your way, following the tricorder signal led by your commander, and eventually, though, you will find an area where there's kind of overgrown trees with a couple of trees that seem to have fallen, and you'll notice that under these fallen trees, kind of laying on top of it, is the wreckage of a shuttle. It is the class of shuttle that you would say would be from a Next Generation class shuttle, like the original, like early on Next Generation.
I want to say Type 9.
Yeah, like those are like kind of like squarey box ones. They like have the back open up. Yours is probably like a little bit more like almost closer to the class of shuttles that was runabouts. Yeah, you've got like runabout class shuttles nowadays. So something a little tougher.
Bennett, do you think you could tell the age now that we don't have so much interference?
I mean, I could look it over. I mean, it's obviously Type 9, but yeah. Tricorder.
Yeah. It seems though the ship has been here for maybe, you're guessing from the overgrowth and from the deterioration to the outside of it, probably about 30 years.
Okay, I'd say that's at least 30 years.
Do you, Vix, do you detect any life forms around here?
Have I picked up anything
No.
extra besides the insects? No command.
Or inside the shuttle?
No
Maybe try
life
and open
form.
it.
The back of the shuttle is actually open.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is there? Do I sense any biological stuff inside the ship as we're approaching?
Beyond the plant life, which is kind of like overgrowing the area, no.
Okay, I'll relay that to the commander.
Okay, thank you. Venet, why don't you go in and see if there still, how much power is left in this thing, if it's salvageable at all.
I can check, but I mean that's a long time. I don't know if it's as well shielded.
Right,
But I'll
but if
go
it's
in.
producing a signal, it has to have some.
You can see that in the back of the area, like at the back, it's the shuttle with kind of like the back room area where people can kind of sit, and then like the front, in the back room area, there's actually some kind of setup that's been in there. There seems to be some kind of power source along with a powerful transmitter that's hooked to the shuttlecraft.
Well, here's your answer right here.
Is there
Just
a
walk up and
is there any used path or anything from the shuttle to pretty much any other direction?
Yeah, I was just going to say, Nostrum, can you see if there's any
Trails.
around here?
That would be a. Let's give me an insight security then.
All right, and I would survival apply here.
It would apply.
Focus. Yeah, I figured, but I had to check.
Yes.
Ouch!
Oh wow!
I roll great.
I was actually going to say, can I assist you?
I mean, that's just.
Oh my god, that's 2 20s, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is D&D. Double 20.
I know. I know.
That's crazy. 2 20s?
Oh.
I mean, can you use momentum to re-roll those or not?
Let me see here. For
For
spending momentum,
In your focuses?
you normally have to have special what. Some of your talents might give you that ability when you're spending momentum.
Yeah, talents. I'm dumb.
Like lightning has a couple of talents which would do that.
Yeah.
Show off lightning. Suck it.
They're no help down here. And that's
Technically, you have something that you can re-roll when you spend momentum, and something you can re-roll when you give me a threat for extra dice.
Yeah, I used to have that, the cautious or whatever.
Yeah,
So
I have a
no,
cautious thing.
got it.
Could I actually assist? Because I also have constantly watching.
I mean, your assistance won't get rid of the complications.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
But the talent of constantly watching, when you attempt a task to detect danger or hidden enemies, reduce the difficulty by 1.
Well, what successes do you need, first off?
I was gonna say this was a difficulty 2. So I guess if you want to assist him and try to look around for tracks 2, go ahead. You get roll 1 die.
Can you use momentum on assist?
You could use momentum on an assist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Bro, you-
Actually, I'll buy a second. I'll buy a second die with 1 momentum.
so you're down to 3 momentum. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep. And does my talent come into play?
Yes. Your
Okay,
talent
so I
will
only
come
need then 1 success.
You only need 1 success on this, though.
Okay. So what am I using?
Insight security.
Insights.
While they're doing that, can I scan and check over this device to see if I can find out if
There's any biological material on it? Sure. Go ahead.
biological, any type of like, well, just basic information because we know nothing on us.
All right. Sure.
An 18 and a 19. God damn.
You give me a science reason.
Can I help? Because I have science.
I think
Most
you were
awkward
busy
assistance.
looking over everything else, though.
Complication
Did I
one.
do anything though?
I don't know what you were doing. I thought you were looking over this thing.
I
did order you to see if if the shuttle was salvageable at all.
Yeah, basically, I walked around. It's like, oh, hey, there's a device in here, and then there was like, hey, I want to look around. That's kind of where my head's at.
You'll take
I
a
don't think
scan
I need help,
over it. Yeah, the device seems to be giving it power. The transmitter seems to be like a relatively, I'd say primitive design. But by primitive, I mean like a centuries old kind of design. I'd say. So definitely something that would have been around in like the 2020, the 2200s.
Kirk's era.
No, before Kirk's era. I'd say
okay.
like early Federation era. So
Okay.
post Enterprise, but like, not like.
So this is like science fair shit when a kid was when they were young, and then they grew up and they remembered how to do like the basic.
Yeah,
thing.
but this is something that is older than the shuttlecraft you're in.
Yeah.
Though it does look
Okay.
like by design something that would be similar to what would be made in the Federation.
Do we make momentum off of that? Was it a 1 or 2?
You will get your 1 momentum after that. I can give you the 1 momentum.
Okay, and so I'll say that to as I'm scanning. I'll say that to Venet, and when you'll notice 2 things as we go on. When he's paying attention and talking to her directly, he says Venet. When it's just in casual conversation, like oh this that, he'll slip and he'll say Benny, like without thinking.
And again, you kind of get this weird look.
Yeah. So I just scanned and I go, this is extremely old design. This ship is newer than the design of this device. It's impressive. Someone made this here.
Maybe they used parts of the shuttle.
I would assume so. The shuttle's probably not going to have any power, I would assume, without this.
I can check with something. I mean, I'll examine the device and see how it's connected to the shuttle and all that.
I'm going to tell you, for your 2 of you that were checking for tracks outside, you'll notice that this area of the jungle gets much more overgrown. Plus, the plants have thorns in this area, or maybe not directly like thorns, but sticky, like spiky parts to them.
Got it. We've had a briar patch.
Which is kind of unusual because you haven't detected any animals, and that's normally something to protect against animals. But it's not like...
That's really strange.
Yeah.
Well, neither of us have really much... Well, I have some science.
You guys actually walk into it, you come back with like...
Scratches.
They probably have some, like, sticks of something into them that, like, stuck into them that they kind of pull out, that's, like, unpleasant. Alright. Yeah, so that's kind of the basics of the device that's there. If you want to study how everything is working, I would have to need an engineering reason check. To break
Sure.
down how everything is.
Engineering reason?
Which... security officer? Yes.
When we get back, I'll directly ask Vix, Lieutenant Vix, why would plants develop spikes when there aren't animals?
I mean, it's Lieutenant Commander, but yeah.
Lieutenant Commander, sorry.
I'm just messing with you. Just
I know.
Doc. I mean, I don't know. Actually, let me go scan those. That's interesting. they shouldn't. That's evolutionary. As he's walking off, he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell you, it's probably something weird and mundane that it really is just the form of them is spined, you know, rather than them actually having like thorns, you know, something like that. All right.
It's more of like they spread out so they can get just a little bit more sunlight, and it has nothing to do with being thorns.
Yeah, it just happens to be spiky, you know, just the nature of how it does it. Yeah.
So, Vanette, what have you found?
The big thing you'll find with that is this battery's not draining.
At all.
Well, that'd be the first thing I point out. The
Yeah.
battery here is not being drained by the atmosphere here.
What about
Can you find a reason why it's not?
from running the beacon? Is it going down from that?
I mean, most power sources are pretty good, and like the general power usage of the beacon is all that's being done with it. You know, the power source itself is not being drained by the atmospheric interference. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. It is powering the beacon, but like yes, the atmospheric interference is not doing anything to it.
Can you tell why it has no effect on it?
I'm gonna tell you with your check that you had there, you don't know.
I figured not. It's like no, unfortunately not.
The way it's hooked in too, you're not sure that you could also pull it apart without damaging it.
Breaking it.
Yeah. It seems whoever did this like integrated it directly into the systems, kind of like it's more than just like it's patched in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, I'd also suggest we not mess with it too much. It might completely break if we do so.
You think you might be able to get other systems online?
But I can work on other things.
If you can get the main computer core online, maybe we can find out what happened.
Sure.
So those aren't actually spikes as a convict. They just kind of look like spikes, but they're actually like proto branches back from its original evolution period.
They're shaped in a way that makes them spined, that they actually catch and hold some water in the center of them.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that, you know. So it actually could hold on to some water for longer, though it's like a rainy jungle. It's like, it's the maybe this jungle doesn't give as much rain as you'd think. It's just a lot of humidity, like, you know.
So, I wouldn't worry about, I still think what I said before about larger animals isn't an issue. I look at their scratches. Do you guys want a shot for the itching?
A mild analgesic.
I mean, I'm not going to offer you anything crazy.
A mild analgesic.
You're gonna hyperspray though. Hypospray.
No, but in Star Trek, that's what it'd be. I can offer you a mild analgesic.
Just to help with infections and itching, if you guys want.
Better be safe than sorry.
Up to you. You're the doctor.
Russ, you just say that. Your arm. And then I go over to the lieutenant commander, to the commander, and I go to put it on, but he's still wearing his jacket. I'm like, could you turn your head, sir? Because we all took our jackets off.
No, I took mine off too.
Okay.
I will say it's a difficulty 2 engineering control to get the computer.
Engineering control?
Yes.
Does anybody care if I spend momentum to roll 3? Because I have the cautious engineer.
Is this something I can aid with science? Or no?
No, it's just direct engineering control. He's attracting, like, the way it was set up, it really is tapping directly into the con system. So he's trying to, like,
route power
without disturbing the setup.
Actually, I want to do another check after.
Actually, I'm going to try to assist him.
Okay.
No, spend the momentum, dude. Spend it.
I'm spending the momentum, so I'm rolling 3. Control engineering.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Well.
That's 2. That's not bad.
But I got.
Why do you guys keep rolling 20s? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Wait, this might fit into one of your focuses.
Yeah, check that. I was going to say that.
Is it electroplasmic power system?
Yes.
Yes.
So that 4 is a 2. So you have 3 successes because you rolled a 4.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
I'm going to help 2, which gives another die.
Can I do a scan on the actual plasma? Where's he getting the fuel from?
Nice.
Like, where did?
So I think we get a momentum back for that.
You would get 2 momentum back, so you're up to 5.
5.
6 maximum.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's a complication. I'm going to say that the computer core is damaged.
Actually, he used momentum. You can re-roll that.
Oh, you
Oh,
can
okay.
re-roll.
You can roll that 20,
Momentum.
yeah.
Yeah, re-roll that 20.
So just roll another 1.
Just roll another
Yeah,
one.
roll
just
another
cast
one.
roll
Yeah.
one.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Oh,
So
and actually that
That's
Six.
would be another success. So we're at max momentum.
So you use momentum, guys. You can't earn any more.
Because
Yeah.
you basically know the system of the shuttles and like the
Yeah,
power
it's a
systems.
little old, so it's kind of like, oops, hang on, and like,
We trained in these.
You almost
Yeah.
like broke something, but you were able to joy rig it back in place quickly.
yeah, it's
using,
like, that's actually not a problem. With these old shuttles, you can just do this and it's like talking to herself.
so
like,
the main computer core is online again.
well, the commander's there.
Yeah. I want to see if I could search for any log entries that would be relative.
Okay.
Can I find out what they're using as fuel for this?
For the power cell.
Yeah, like what's actually inside of it. What how did-
Ooh, give me like a difficulty 4 science reason.
Wow.
Okay.
Can you even make that?
I'm going to tell you, you could decrease the difficulty to 2 if you took it apart.
No, I'm not taking that.
Yeah.
Me-
You're just trying to
No,
scan
we
it and
need
analyze
the
it.
power.
The like power system itself has some kind of shielding around it.
So
That
I
makes it very
have
difficult to analyze.
xenobiology, and I don't think genetics obviously doesn't work in this, but xenobiology, does that help with this?
No,
Is there
that'd be
anything inside of
alien.
Yeah, that'd be.
Alien biology.
Like the bug.
Yeah, but is it because if he's using life, that's alien biology that's
It
inside
will
this.
actually apply in this case.
Oh.
Oh.
And I'm
And
gonna
feel
use
free to
more-
use momentum.
Yeah.
Can we use more than one? Because this is
Yeah,
four.
I think it increases by 2
for extra
for a second.
Okay.
For a second.
So you
Alright,
spend
so-
like 3 to get 2.
Do you guys want me to use 3 or no?
Well, if it's
What?
difficulty 4, yeah. I mean,
What's the roll?
Uh,
Yeah.
Science reason.
Science reason. You're trying to like analyze this with the tricorder and like like get through the shielding.
I can try and help.
Yeah, go ahead, try. So,
So at least spend.
I got
We're
a
down-
3.
okay, so we're down to 3 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Uh,
My
you could
rerolls
spend
are
1 more
nice.
momentum. We could go down to 2.
sure.
So you get 2 dice, then you could roll to assist.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I have great
That
luck.
was a really expensive fail.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and there's a
failed.
complication.
We're at 2 momentum
Um,
now.
I can't re-roll the momentum because it's not medical.
Yeah.
If it was medical, I could re-roll one of them
Mhm.
or 2 of them because I reused 2 momentum.
So you'll okay. Power. So, Joe, you're going to be looking into it. It can seem that like the computer core was in fact actually damaged a little bit once you hooked it up here. The power surge that initially did have a kind of effect on it. Most of the logs seem damaged. They would take a lot of time to reconstruct. You could probably try to do it here or send them to the ship or like transmit them to the ship.
I'll transfer it into the ship. They'll have more people that they can work on
again,
it.
like because this atmospheric communication problems, you can probably from this distance transfer it to the shuttle, and
have it relayed up.
and relayed up. You can send it, but there is at least one message that seems to have been put in here. So it seems as though before you can get a hold that it looks like there was at least power at some point in time that someone left a message in here. Like a small log.
Can I try to work on the coding that?
It's easily accessible. Voice
Oh,
log.
okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll anything,
No.
or is it just okay?
Stardate. I don't even know anymore. Crashed this planet a while ago. I've been exploring. There doesn't seem to be anything here. Power's almost gone. I found signs that there's someone here, beyond myself. I'm journeying for them. The mountains to the west. also points signs point there. Hopefully, I'll be able to find something. Either primitives that I will not be able to integrate with, or maybe someone that has some kind of technology that'll help me. I don't know at this point in time. I'd rather not die on this planet. I'd rather stick to the Prime Directive.
Was it voice or was it also
Voice, just voice only.
Okay.
And that's it.
Well, we have a destination now. It seems he went towards the mountains in the west.
Commander, I have scanned this fluid, this plasma.
I will tell you, it does seem to have an organic connection to it. You might be able to compare it to like the biopacks that like Voyager would use, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I have scanned this inside and out. I can't make heads or tails what it is. It's organic, but I don't know how it's functioning.
Well, in the log that I was able to retrieve, he thinks there was some other intelligent life on this planet. Which, from what you've said, seems...
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Whoops.
Yeah. Whoop.
Oh, we're all in the wrong spots now.
I gotta
Yeah,
take a break
it
and try to
is.
fix this. No, I'm doing it again. Nope. I was trying to type into my phone, and apparently it had me join the call because they updated that again, and I have to fix
Nice.
this.
Great.
God
Break-
of the universe
time for
disappears.
a break anyway.
Yeah, let's take a break. I'll be back in a little bit. I might just be swirling because I might not be able to switch my camera back on because I've got OBS running. I'll find out.
Cool.
Yay! What's up? Anyway, going to break. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.